Oh, Adrian.
You are a hoot. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning show right here on Main Street TV, where Adrian is giving us comic relief this morning.
Always.
Yes.
Always.
Yes. How come he gets to hang out back there and we never get to put him on the show?
I don't know. We should do that.
We should do that sometime.
That would require somebody to know how to do Adrian's
right.
stuff. So, yeah.
I mean, that is your savior, Adrian, that nobody else knows how to do what you know how to do, so.
I mean, if we could move this over there, I could do it from up there.
Gotcha. Okay. He's got a little remote control doohickey thing that none of us know how to work either. So.
He's better at multitasking at 9 a.m. than I am.
Yes, for sure. Well, our sweet Sheryl is here today. You haven't been here for a bit.
I have not.
So we're going to catch up with you, find out what all's going on. And, well, Dylan is here. Hi, Dylan.
Hey, there's my laptop.
Long time no see.
Yeah.
What is happening this morning? No, the funny part was Adrian always counts down like we have 5 seconds, 4 seconds. But today he's going... And he's like, I have no idea why I'm doing this hand thing.
Very aggressive. Very aggressive.
So anyway, we're cracking up. But anyway, so Sheryl, you are here, and what's going on?
You know what? It's been a year.
So
It has been a year.
When your sweet husband was in the other day talking about the Kiwanis stuff, we were talking about the fact that you all had been here for like just about a year, and how crazy that is already.
It is a year last week that I got here. So a year at Total Media, and a year here in Jackson, full time.
Isn't that wild?
It has gone by so quickly.
Yeah.
And so slowly, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like some things feel like they're going very slow, and other things I'm like, oh my gosh, how has it been a year already?
And you're still trying to figure out our hillbilly ways.
Still trying to figure out a lot of things. Still working on the house.
One of these days you're gonna get that house remodeled.
Kitchen still isn't not quite done.
It isn't?
No, it's functional, but we still have some big things to finish. But at least we can cook in it. We actually have a functional kitchen, so we've been cooking, which has been nice.
No, wait. Back up. Have we been cooking?
Oh my gosh, I made dinner last night. I've been trying to make dinner at least once a week, so I made dinner last night. So
Peanut butter and jelly?
No, I made...
She's not the cooker of the family.
I made a teriyaki beef with vegetables and rice, all from scratch. Well, sort of, so yeah. I mean, not from a box.
Proud of you.
I know. I was very proud of myself.
Did you follow a recipe?
No.
You just made it up?
Yeah. I know. I made French onion soup the other day, too.
You did?
Yes, because we were at Rural King buying something for the house. I don't know. And they had bags of onions, like whole big bags of onions for $1, which I thought that was crazy.
That's strange.
I know. And I'm like, oh my gosh, so we should buy these. But it's just the two of us. So what are you going to do with a big bag of onions? I'm like, oh my gosh, I'll make French onion soup. So I made French onion soup the other day.
That sounds good.
That I used a recipe.
So are you like one
I
of
made
those
sloppy
people?
joes last week too, actually.
Proud of you.
I know. Eric went to Kroger. We're always going shopping. Eric went to Kroger and he bought Bork. We didn't know what Bork was.
What's Bork?
Oh my gosh. So apparently it's actually a thing, and it's like a mix of beef and pork.
Yeah.
I thought it was misspelling. But anyways, so I made...
I've never heard it called that, but they typically call that like your meatloaf mix.
So I made Bork sloppy joes.
Well, that sounds good.
From a recipe.
Oh, by the way, this is a free plug for Kroger. They have, and they are phenomenal, Wagyu and beef burgers.
Huh. Okay. There you go.
So I got one like on a whim, and it was actually, strangely enough, they were cheaper. That beef was cheaper than like the regular ground beef. I'm sure it was just on sale or whatever. But I got like 4 burgers. I think it was like $8 or something like that. But so we ate 2, we froze 2, so we ate 2 the other day. But I'm like, they were phenomenal.
Okay. Because it's grilling season. We've started grilling season now.
Yes.
If it would stop raining.
I think, honestly, my flowers are all dead because, or not dead, but not digging. They're not growing. They're not doing anything because they're just like
Waterlogged?
there's no sunshine and yeah.
It was crazy. We were sitting in the kitchen and just the sheets of rain. It didn't even look real. It looked like when you go to like Universal Studios and they show you how they do fake rain
Yeah.
on the movie sets and
Yeah.
just the sheets of rain.
Yep.
That's what it looked like. And I'm
Yep.
like, this just doesn't even look real.
Well, and I hate
It was real, but-
I hate to tell you this. It's not getting any better, I don't think.
Our garden's growing really well though.
Well, that's
It's
good.
getting lots of good water, so
Yeah. You know, and flowers and gardens do like the rainwater a lot better than, you know, the chemically water
Yeah.
that we all consume, which
Eric planted
blows
a
my mind.
ton of stuff. He's so happy that we have a garden again. He got tomatoes from Pastor Terry. Mm-hmm. So we got lots of tomatoes. We have like
Yep.
18 tomato plants. I don't know what we're going to do with all of this produce because just two of us. We planted a ton of cucumbers.
Wait,
So-
did he put the fence up yet?
no.
And you still have plants?
Yeah. Crazy, huh?
Yeah, that is.
And I've seen Bambi walking around. So yeah.
I'm telling you, you all are
I don't. So we planted
Gambling.
cucumbers, lettuce, beets,
I
corn.
love beets.
I love beets too.
I don't like pickled beets. I like earthy beets.
I like pickled beets, but I'll eat the earthy
I like
beets too.
roasted beets.
Corn, pumpkins, watermelon, squash, carrots. Something else.
Dang, you
Yeah.
guys are on it.
Yeah, and then he still wants to plant his all the herb stuff. He never got around to that before the rain started.
Yeah.
And then all the trees. He's up to like 17 trees right now.
Yeah, he said
Yeah.
that when he was in the other day that he had planted some fruit trees,
Mm-hmm.
and he said, "I don't really want the fruit. I just like growing the trees."
He just loves the idea that he has his own orchard.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. Yeah, his are growing better than mine, but yeah.
He has the touch.
He planted all of them. So, but yeah, my fig tree didn't make it through the winter. So,
Oh,
oh well.
no Newtons for you.
No Newtons for me. Oh well.
Oh man. So, you've been here for a year. And we've talked about this a lot. So, in a nutshell, because you came from California,
Mm-hmm.
which is very different than Jackson, Ohio.
Yes, it has its
To say the least.
similarities and its differences.
Yeah. So, what is, hands down, if there is one, the biggest difference, or the strangest, thing?
Oh my gosh. The hardest thing right now for me to deal with, it used to be Mexican food. I've given up on Mexican food in the state of Ohio. I've
It's
given up.
it's the most America Mexican food you're ever gonna have.
I've just given up on Mexican food. But the thing that we cannot get over is there are no donut places open on Sundays.
Fair.
Okay, and there are no donut places, like just an actual donut shop. I know we have the Treatery and we've got 4 Mile, but we don't have just a donut shop, just a mom and pop.
See, we
pink
used
box
to for
donut
years.
shop.
It's called
And-
Tender Fluff donuts, and we did for years and years. Like growing up, we had Tender Fluff,
So
but it went out.
So finding donuts has been like a struggle, which I guess if that's my biggest struggle, I guess I'm doing pretty good. But because to me,
that is fair. I mean, that is.
I was telling somebody like nothing says Sunday more than donuts,
And
then people
coffee
say-
too, and we
and
don't
then-
have a coffee shop open on Sundays.
But we will eventually because Starbucks and Tim Hortons is
I guess.
coming. They'll be open on Sundays. But nothing to me says Sunday more than donuts. And somebody said, well, what about church? I'm like, well, what do you eat at church? You eat donuts at church. So who doesn't want a fresh donut? So we've been on this goal to find donuts. So we actually drove all the way out to Londonderry because there is a 24/7 donut shop
Nuh-uh.
/ pizza shop, of course, and
Only in Appalach.
in Londonderry. So we drove all the way out to Londonderry one Sunday to get donuts.
Where is Londonderry?
Oh my gosh, you're asking the wrong person. Out there? I don't know. It was kind of halfway between us and Chile because
Okay.
then we were there and Eric said, well, we should just go run our errands up in Chillicothe because we're closer to Chile than we are when we're at home. And so we ended up making kind of like a big
loop
circle
Yeah.
kind of thing. I think I want to say it's east of Chillicothe.
Okay. I mean, I've heard of it,
But
I don't know that I've ever gone, but
well, they have a 24/7
That's
donut
cool.
shop / pizza
Pizzas.
place. But just know that if you want pizza, you have to go after 11 a.m.
Okay.
Because people kept calling to order pizzas and it wasn't 11 o'clock and they got really salty about it and told them they like hung up on them and told them they had to call back after 11. So yeah, but
I mean, listen, any time of the day is a good time for pizza, as far as I'm concerned.
not in Londonderry.
Evidently not in Londonderry.
Not
but
in Londonderry.
Any other time?
And we went to Krispy Kreme the other day after we went axe throwing. I'd never been axe throwing before in my life.
How did you do? Isn't
Oh my
it
gosh.
so fun?
Oh my gosh, it's not for me, but
I loved it. It was so good.
so
I have a fun story about that, but you tell your story,
Okay,
then I'll tell mine.
so our middle son wanted to go axe throwing from First Capital Pride.
Yeah,
did axe
right.
throwing. They were on the other day, right?
Right.
And they actually had a generous donor that ended up paying for everybody to go axe throwing, so it didn't cost anything for anybody.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they had a great turnout. It was really, really nice.
Good.
But he wanted to go, and he asked me if I would go with him. And I'm like, really? You want me to go with you? Like, seriously, me, right? And I said, why don't you take your father? I'm like, seriously? And he's like, well, Dad can go too, but I really want to see you throw an axe. I don't know why. But, and so I'm
Because
like,
it's out of character.
yes. And, I love that my children want to spend time with us. I love that. If it wasn't axe throwing, it'd be even better. But so I went. So I did. I went, and actually Eric ended up going too. And so I would throw, and I kept my eyes closed like the entire time.
Stop.
And every time I would throw, and it would hit the thing, I'm like, oh, like this. And so Eric has like videos, and I think just probably strangers were taking videos of me doing this because I would throw it and I was like, oh my gosh. It was like a whole thing. And this guy walks by. I think he was with Southern Ohio Axe Throwing. I think that's the name of it. And he was trying to give me pointers like, keep your arms straight. And Justin goes, well, she'd probably hit the board more if she would just keep her eyes open. And the guy just looked mortified, like,
It's like you're throwing a sharp object with your eyes closed.
Gosh. Oh yeah. It just, yeah. I just the whole idea. Oh my gosh. And I did
it's
it.
so fun.
I did it. And we FaceTimed with our younger son in California so that he could see me doing it as well. But
with your eyes closed.
yeah, but I've never done that before. I don't know if I'll do it
Really?
again. Yeah, I don't know. I've never thrown darts. I've never shot a gun. That's just.
Oh, honey, we got a whole lot of hillbillies still to teach you around here. No. So Jamie and I are down in Charleston, South Carolina, and I'm like flipping through, like, what are we gonna do today? Whatever. And so I just happened to be flipping through this like thing in the room, and it said something about axe throwing. I was like, hey, we've never been axe throwing before, and it was like a Tuesday morning. I'm like, we've never been axe throwing. You want to try that? And he was like, heck yeah, let's go. Whatever. So there was this axe throwing place that was attached to a brewery, so like right
Yes.
up our alley, right? So we go there, and we go in, and there's no one in the axe throwing place other than us and then the guy that worked there. So he's like, they give you like the tutorial, the quick tutorial of, this is what you do, this is how you keep score, blah, blah, blah. So we go, and I'm like, we're throwing, and Jamie's just cleaning my clock. And every time I would throw, my axe handle would end up like this way. And I'm like, I'm not sure what is happening here. Like the top corner of the axe would end up in the thing. And so Jamie's like, well, I'm going to go get us another beer and hit the restroom, and I'll be right back. And I was like, okay. Well, So the guy like puts his head around the corner. He's like, "Hey, where are you? How's everything going?" I'm like, "Dude, this is what's going on and whatever." So he literally in like 2 minutes, the 2 minutes that Jamie was gone, gives me this like private lesson. So he comes back from the restroom and I just am like cleaning his clock. Because basically what was happening is I was standing too far. I was standing a step back, so it started to do another rotation.
Yeah.
And as soon as he saw me throw it, he was like, "Oh, yeah. Step up one step, do this." And I was like, oh. So Jamie comes back. He's like, "What is happening?" I'm like, "I don't know. I just got good all of a sudden." I don't think I ever did tell him that the guy came and like assessed my throw and like helped me, like private lesson kind of thing. Because we were the only ones in there, so he was bored too. And it was great. So that was my axe throwing experience.
Our oldest son, for one of his birthdays, 23, 24, somewhere in there, we did a brewery crawl. Like him and two of his friends. So we were the designated drivers, and we drove them around to all these breweries. And one of the ones we got to had an axe throwing thing.
Yes.
And so they all did the axe throwing thing. I think Eric threw then too. And they all did it like in Boy Scout camp and stuff. They had all thrown
before
axes.
Axe throwing was cool.
Yeah. And I'm like, that's just not.
I haven't figured out why it's okay to drink and throw axes at the same time, but every axe throwing place I know has a bar. And I'm like,
yeah. And then in my mind,
it wasn't like we had like a beer and we were there for like an hour and a half. So it wasn't like we were getting hammered or anything, but it was like, this is kind of odd. Yeah.
Well, and in my warped mind, and we're sitting there and we're throwing, and the kids really enjoy it. I mean, Justin really enjoys it, and I know the other two do as well, and Eric enjoys it. And we have all these like outdoor games. We have like Connect Four, and we have the big Jenga, and we have cornhole, and all these things for down near the lake. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, we should set up like an axe throwing thing. In my mind, I'm thinking this, and as I'm about ready to like verbalize this out to my husband, I'm thinking, okay, I really don't think they should be throwing axes unsupervised. Yeah, I'm not thinking my kids need to be down near the lake like throwing axes because although they're really good friends now, I remember all the trouble they got into as kids. They used to like play pirate. And they would tie one of them up and then push them off the plank into the pool. It's like, like stuff like that. And so, or like, practice, like they would have like the airsoft guns and they'd like shoot them at each other. And and
all those ideas.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, something bad's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's just, we're going to stick with Connect Four and fishing and stuff like that. But actually, the boys have started going someplace up near Columbus to some airsoft park type of situation, kind of like paintball, but instead of paintball, they shoot like airsoft guns at each other.
Interesting. Well, that seems safer than paintball.
I just am like, oh my gosh. I'm like, why are you shooting at people? Please stop shooting at people. I'm like,
Hey, by the way,
I have a lot of anxiety about stuff like that.
No, I get it. I get it.
But they love it. They bought like season passes, or they're buying season passes.
It's safer than paintball because
that's like their brother bonding thing is going out into the woods and shooting at each other. Okay, well, at least you're friends.
It's fun. I saw. Do you know how like if you get on Facebook or Instagram, there's like the reels that like stories or reels, and you can go down that rabbit hole. It's kind of like TikTok. It just doesn't stop. Well, I saw one yesterday, and it was like all of these games that you could like create for cheap outside, and this was brilliant. I thought they took tomato cages. So like the wire tomato cages you can get for like $1.
Yeah.
And they found little laundry baskets, and they fit right in the tomato cage. And they made a disc golf course in their yard.
That's impressive.
So basically, you take the tomato cage, you put the basket in the top of it, stick it in the ground, and get your disc. And I was like, that would be so cheap and so easy because I'm sure you can get those or the laundry baskets for at the $1.50 tree.
Yeah,
$1.50 $1.25 tree.
$1.25 tree.
$1.25 tree.
We've played like giant beer pong, and you use the 5-gallon buckets
Yes,
from like
yes.
Home Depot.
Yes.
And yeah, we've done that.
That's a good one too.
But, yeah.
Like they have that up at Penn's and Columbus. They use big brute trash cans though and big balls.
Yeah.
But,
We've
fun.
played like backyard pong with the buckets.
Yeah.
But,
you can
but
do
no,
that.
that's a good idea.
Yeah, I was
the
like-
disc golf thing. I've never played that either. I've
I
never played
haven't
disc
either.
golf.
I haven't done that.
Yeah.
It seems like it would be really fun.
I'm not a good frisbee thrower. I'm actually not a good sport person.
You don't play
period.
sports ball very well? Okay.
Which is funny because I spent like 25 years in athletics.
I have to be a good frisbee thrower because I have this thing that lives in my house called a corgi. And frisbee is life.
Yeah, our dogs
It is
don't
life.
really fetch
Oh.
or go after things like that. So.
Well, let me just tell you about this corgi. And she goes and gets it and she just like carries it around, looks at you like, come on. It's a thing.
Our husky, the big guy, he loves tennis balls. Absolutely loves tennis balls. He won't play fetch. He just loves playing with them. He like throws them to himself.
Yeah.
Basically, like
Yeah.
he loses track of it and then he like goes looking for it. And I actually went on Marketplace and bought him a like bucket of 100 tennis balls and just dumped them into the living room one day. I mean, he was just like living his best life. He did not even know what to do. He was
Losing
like,
his mind.
like going from like one to another. Yeah. Because I got tired of him losing his like one or two that he had around.
Yeah.
I'm like, so we always had tennis balls.
Yep.
Everywhere.
I had our sweet Gracie Lou before she passed away. She was always had a ball in her mouth. Always, like no matter what, she had some sort of ball in her mouth. So we go out one day and somebody had brought Jamie like a big bucket of golf balls. And I go out in the garage one day and she's standing there and she's got this golf ball. And I'm like, this is probably not good. But it was like she carried it around like a big chaw all the time. Always had a golf ball in her cheek.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's probably, because they're full of rubber bands, so I don't know if that's good or not. But anyway, she loved it. Oh, God. Your husband...
Watch, I'm going to come home. There's going to be a bullseye.
He said he's ordering the axes as we speak.
Okay, so
Great. How about we go, Eric, with the disc golf thing instead? That seems a little safer.
Eric, you've met our children, right? You've met our children. So on the property.
He would, too.
He totally would.
He totally would.
On the property, we have this red, like, small barn shed, like almost like a tough shed,
Okay.
shaped like a barn. It's red, and it's way down near the lake. It's not up near the road. It's not near the other barn. It's not near the house. And when we asked the previous owners what was in there,
Like,
they're
why?
like, they're like, we don't know. We don't go in there. We've never gone in there. I'm like,
Wait, they have a building on the property that they've never gone into? Okay.
Okay, so when we first got here, I told Justin, I said, you need to all the times Eric had come down in the 3 years that we owned the house, he had never gone in there either. And so I told Justin when we got
mystery
here,
building.
I said, you need to go down there and go see and make sure there's not like dead bodies.
Yeah,
or
what
something
if
in there.
there's like dead bodies in there piled up?
And so he's like, I'm going to go down to the haunted barn. I'm going to go down there. And so he went down there.
Because it's immediately haunted because nobody gone in
Oh,
it.
God, yeah.
Yeah.
And because there's got to be a reason nobody's going in there,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Okay. And my children are always up for something is haunted.
Yeah.
Always.
I got
And no, it was just a raccoon family that was living in there. But still,
They could be haunted.
we never go down there. I never go down to that part of the property. And I don't think Eric's ever been in there. But I could totally see him painting a bullseye on the side of that
And
side of
just
that barn.
winging some axes at it.
I don't know. Frustration when he gets like really upset and he's out there like throwing X's. Like call
get
him,
it.
where are you? That
So-
or chipping.
Chipping. He bought a wood chipper. Cheryl doesn't know why, but he bought a wood chipper.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he's gonna.
I'm like, all I can see is Fargo.
Because he's gonna chip wood. I know.
Yeah. And that didn't end well for
And
the
everybody
one
keeps saying,
dude.
"Be careful with it. Be careful."
Yes.
Be careful.
Because it can suck your arm in
I'm
about
thinking,
5
how
seconds.
if you don't put your arm inside of it? How I don't understand, but I don't know.
I think people just
I don't know.
get complacent And
Probably. Probably.
And if you're chipping wood, typically you have like long sleeves on, so it's possible for it to grab your sleeve too, I think.
Yeah. So I told him he's not allowed to use it without adult supervision.
Yeah. And that means Sheryl.
Yeah, somebody's got to be there to dial 911 because I guess if you don't have an arm, how are you going to dial 911?
Exactly. It's a thing.
I don't know. But yeah, no, we've got a lot of the down trees from the last 3 years
Yeah.
to chip.
I gotcha.
So
then you'll have all this sawdust laying around. So then you need to, buy some goats or something.
I want goats.
You could put them in the building that nobody goes in.
I want goats, but we need to improve the fencing because right now we have horse fence.
Yeah.
So we've got large animal fencing, not
Yeah,
small animal
good
fencing.
luck keeping a goat in the horse fence.
No.
I know. I tried to get Jamie to let me have a goat because when we were growing up, even at the horse barn, I didn't, but some of the kids that had horses down there all went down to Lucasville to the
Trade days?
trade days.
Okay.
And they came back with these pygmy goats.
Aww.
Let me just tell you, those things were like little dogs. And we had the most fun with those little goats. They followed us around like dogs. We had them jumping. They were so cute.
I want to build them their own little
goats.
house so that they can stand on the roof so that I'll have goats on the roof like they
Yes.
have in we were in Gatlinburg and there's a huge thing with goats on the roof and people pay to go visit the goats on the roof. It's crazy.
That is
and
odd.
up near what's the city with the giant cuckoo clock? Sugar Creek?
Sugar Creek.
Yes. Up near there's a farm. They also have goats on the roof.
Okay.
I don't know what it is about goats on the roof, but it's like amusing to watch the goats be up on the roof because they're not supposed to be there.
True that.
So I think if they had their own little house, then they could climb up on the roof and I'd have goats on the roof. And people would be driving down Rockland going, oh my gosh, there's goats on the roof.
Can you just
I'd be
use
those
the
people.
shed that no one goes in?
No, because it's way down there. I don't want
you
people-
want to see the goats.
Yeah, I want people to
Okay.
drive by and go, oh my gosh, there's goats on the roof.
And what's going to happen is you're going to build a building. It's going to be like half the height of a normal building so that your goats can easily get on the roof. And everyone's going to say, why is that building so short? And then Cheryl's going to say, just wait
It's
and
for
see.
the goats. It's the goat building.
Why
I don't
is
know.
it-
I have never taken care of a goat in my entire life. Neither has Eric.
It's not hard, I don't think. I haven't either,
I don't know.
but it's not hard.
I raised the goat.
They eat whatever.
Oh, that would be good. 'cause-
Cans, Am I wrong?
And then Eric was hitting me up for chickens yesterday, and
Oh boy.
birds freak me out a little bit. I always get scared when we go to Tractor Supply or Rural King because they sell the little chicks,
The
and I'm
little
always
bitty
afraid
ones.
he's going to come home with some. But at least he's raised birds. His mom always had ducks and geese and chickens and
Yeah.
all sorts of stuff. So at least he's taking care of birds. But no, we've only ever had dogs and cats and rabbit and lizards and stuff like that. I don't know. And I really want an alpaca or a llama, and I really want a donkey too. I really, really want a donkey.
I had a donkey.
I really want a donkey.
His mini donkey is so cute.
Yeah, I really want a donkey.
He lives somewhere else now, though.
I really, really want a donkey.
Yeah.
But we have to finish the house first. That is the goal.
Yeah.
I don't need anything else to take care of
I know.
until I finish the house. This week we're taking care of Thor. So last week the charcuterie people were in.
Yes.
Jackie and Michael were
Yes, they were.
in. And they just started their business.
I failed
Actually,
miserably at making the pepperoni flour.
That would be me.
It was art. We're going to go with it was art. Mine was art.
So, Jackie and Michael, they just started their business. They actually just got married not very long
Yes.
ago also. And, but I know Jackie and Michael because they keep their horse on our property.
Okay.
And so that's how I know Jackie and Michael. And because we don't have any large animals and we have a lot of grass.
Yes.
And so they don't have the land to keep their horse. And so it's, it's a win-win
Yeah,
for
for
everybody.
everybody.
And Eric loves that he looks out the window and sees the horse, but
It's a
doesn't
great
have
lawn ornament.
he doesn't have to take care of the horse.
Yes.
He just gets to enjoy seeing the horse. And he goes out, we go visit Thor all the time. We take him apples and we
Yes.
talk to him and stuff, but we don't actually have to take care of Thor on
Yes.
a daily basis. Well, this week we are Thor sitting. So
Okay.
yeah, so we are in charge of Thor. So
Which is all
Thor
well
will be
and
getting
good.
lots of treats this week
Yes.
because we're treat people. So
It's all well and good. I'm going to tell you what. So, because of our lack of time, we had rehomed our horse lawn ornaments that we had at our house. And I'm just going to tell you, selfishly, when that 14 inches of snow hit the ground this winter, I have never been so happy in my life to not have to trek out to the barn.
Well, Eric listened to me. So I keep saying
This is great.
I want like the alpacas and I want llamas and I want the donkey and I want the goats. And he's like, you have to get up early in the morning and go take care of them. And I said, well, I just don't understand why you can't like train them that morning comes at a different time. So like if you feed at 9 in the morning and you always feed at 9 in the morning, they're going to assume they get fed at 9 in the morning. He's like, that's not how it works. I'm not a morning person. Not a morning person in the least bit. Not
I get it.
At all. So,
Yeah.
So we haven't quite figured that out, but we have to finish the house first.
Yes.
That's just, we have so very many projects. Yeah. We finally have furniture though, which is good.
Yeah, they kind of lived in a house that they were remodeling with no furniture
A year.
for a while.
We had no furniture for a year between the time packing up the other house and not having furniture and buying furniture here.
Did you not have any furniture?
We had the bed. We had a bed.
That would be nice.
And we had, Eric bought a couch, and I use that term very loosely because it really was like maybe a chair and a half.
Okay.
And we're not big people. We're not little people either, though. And it's really comfortable if you're just one person sitting on it. But when both of us sit on it, it's a little cozy. It's a little cozy. So we had that.
I gotcha.
And that's it.
Okay.
That's all the furniture
That's what you
that
had.
we've been living with. And
Sounds like a blast.
So now we have furniture. Yay.
That's good.
But
You're growing up.
I feel so adult. Oh my gosh. But we're still kicking up so much dust that all the furniture is covered in like sheets and blankets and everything. So it still looks ridiculous.
You're like the grandma that has the room that you're not allowed to go into, that everything's covered up.
I should cover everything in plastic.
Yes.
Like a throwback to my childhood. My
Yes.
grandmother, all of her furniture was covered in plastic.
I never understood that. We have a room, like don't go in the white room. Like, why do you have a room that you can't go into? How
Yeah.
many people did you know that had that, though?
Yes, my grandparents, my aunt and uncle. Oh yeah. We had rooms like in our house, Eric and I, in our house. The house came with like a formal living room, but we never used it. So it was a room that had no furniture in it. It's not like anybody couldn't go in it. It's just you didn't have a reason to go in it because who uses a formal living room? So
That's true.
yeah. So
All right. Well, cool.
Yeah.
Adrian's giving me the finger over there. No, he's not really. I'm just kidding. He says
4
that we need to take an ad break, and then we will be back and talk more with our good friend Sheryl.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
From breaking news to heartwarming stories, the Telegram is your ticket to the latest buzz in town.
Read your daily dose of local headlines, sports, and entertainment and more in hand and on paper.
Get a print and digital subscription for only $7.95 per month. Delivered fresh every Wednesday and Saturday.
Visit thetelegramnews.com or call 740-286-3023 today.
Don't just read the news, be a part of it.
Saturday, August 16th is Southern Rock Woodstock in the Gallipolis Fairgrounds. This event will feature 3 decades of original artists and legends, such as Leonard Skinner, 38 Special, and Molly Hatchet. In light of this event, Total Media will be giving away 4 VIP tickets. For a chance to win these exclusive passes, comment your favorite Southern Rock song, and our staff will vote on which one is the best. Good luck, and may the best man rock out.
That's probably going to be a fun concert.
Oh,
the Woodstock or Southern. What is it? Southern Rock Woodstock. Thank you, Liv. She keeps me straight around here because that's hard to say 5 times fast.
I actually concert. I don't go to a lot of concerts, but up at the Majestic, I'm all excited. We're going to go to, there's an ABBA tribute band.
Fun.
I am so excited. I am so excited.
Fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Jamie and I were driving yesterday, and ABBA came on. He's like, no. I'm like, yes. Don't touch it.
I saw ABBA at the Hollywood Bowl, like actual ABBA.
Oh, really?
At the Hollywood Bowl. That was amazing.
Fun.
That was amazing. I'm actually shocked because Eric was the one who told me about the ABBA concert, and I'm thinking, seriously, are you going to go with me? And he's like, yeah, sure, I'll go with you. I'm like, wow. Probably going to cost me a bullseye on the side of the
some axe throwing equipment.
But
Push toward the disc golf. It seems a little safer. You know, I was just thinking about that. I couldn't do that at my house because I would have a corgi intervening the whole time.
you could play disc golf with her.
Uh-huh. I would try to throw the disc and she would leap in the air and grab it. But yeah. Oh, Olive took the Frisbee again. Here we go. But it's okay. No, but it is cool, like that same TikTok or whatever it was I was watching, they had all kind of cool stuff, like they had like chessboards, and they were taking the saucers that you put like a plant on, that's like the terracotta, and they painted those and made checkers out of them, and I was like, oh my gosh. And it wouldn't cost anything, you know what I mean? Like that,
Yeah.
it's all stuff that'd be like $1.
I told Eric I wanted to buy. You can buy the big chess pieces like you see at at parks and stuff
Yeah.
like that, or resorts.
Yep.
And I'm like, that would be so cool if we had like a chessboard
It would be fun.
kind of thing. But
I don't know how to play chess. Do you?
no.
I watched
But- so every
Queen's
time-
Gambit.
So every
That
time
was a fun
every
series.
time we play, they have to tell me which way the pieces move because I can never remember. Because it's always like 5 or 10 years between playing.
Yes.
And Eric tried to teach me, and I'm like, okay, which way does this piece move? And we're playing, and then I ended up winning. And then I have not played him in chess ever again.
Don't.
Nope, because
stop while you're ahead.
because that means I have a winning record, and I
Absolutely.
just will not do it again.
No, I get it.
But he taught the kids to play chess. The kids all play chess together and stuff. But
Seems like, I don't know, like, so someone told me that chess is not hard to learn. It's just like perfecting it. That, you know, like the actual rules of chess are not.
well,
tough.
number one, you have to be able to
think it was
remember.
our friends from the library
You have to
talking about that.
remember, yeah, because they have a chess club.
Yes.
like that meets like once a month, I think.
Yeah.
You have to remember which way the pieces move because each of the pieces move a different way.
Okay.
So that's a lot to remember. But you also have to be able to think multiple
Like
steps ahead.
Yeah. And that's what they were saying.
And I'm not real good at that.
Yeah.
So
I can't even. So Jamie and I almost got a divorce over Connect 4 because he cleans my clock every time because he's really good at that. Like,
Eric too. Yeah. It's one of his favorite games.
makes me so mad.
And he's competitive too. Is Jamie competitive at it?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And it makes me so mad because he beats me every time. So I refuse to play Connect
Oh my
4
gosh.
with him anymore.
He plays the 9-year-old granddaughter and plays to win. And it's like, I won! And I'm like, seriously? Yeah, no, he is competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's competitive at it. And same thing, you have to be able to think like
That's-
multiple steps ahead.
Yes. And I'm
Yeah, and see things in space. I'm not real good at like moving objects in space.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I got you.
Live Sydney.
There it is. Yes.
Okay, I could totally see us doing
See?
that. I could see us doing that.
I mean, that would
Okay,
be
Eric, get on
so
that.
simple.
Those tomato cages are not $1 anymore, though. Just so you know.
They are expensive.
Yeah, but that's still a better use for them than for tomatoes because they never really work well.
They
for
don't
tomatoes.
really work well for tomatoes. I mean, my experience with tomato cages is the tomato plants get way big, and then you're just tying them up and staking them up
Yeah.
anyways.
Yeah, but that's a great idea.
Yeah, isn't it?
I've never played disc golf, but
And I mean, again, you could probably get all that stuff at the $1.25 tree.
probably
Or
at least the baskets.
at least the baskets and the frisbees.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I could
So
totally
you
see
could
doing
have that whole thing for, I mean, with the baskets and the frisbee for
Really?
$10 and however you find tomato cages.
Yeah.
I have some really bent ones at my house.
They
that
probably work.
probably.
They probably would work.
Yeah.
Good
See?
reuse, reduce, and recycle.
Yes.
So
All
which
of
means
that.
it's less trash, which gets us back to trash cans.
We almost made it.
We started our day talking about trash cans. Trashgate 2025. We should make a graphic.
You know
for that.
you're from Jackson when you lose your mind about a trash can. I saw a meme somebody posted yesterday and it said IDA, F.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah.
About your trash cans. I'm from Wellston.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, that's so funny. I was dying
I
laughing.
saw on one of the posts, it was either on one of the Telegram stories or it was on you're from Jackson, but it was like, oh my gosh, I'm from Wellston. We survived it. You will too. And I'm like, it's Jesus God.
I mean, like, I've just never in all of my years seen people get their panties in a wad about something so bizarre as trash cans.
So when we first bought the house and we joined the You Don't Know You're from Jackson group, just so we kind of get an idea of the...
And people from out of town look at that site to try to keep up on what's going on, and that's what they're reading, by the way.
So the first like scandal kind of thing that we encountered were the people that were leaving their chairs on other people's lawns.
Apple Festival time?
For Apple Festival.
Yes. Yep.
And then
that
those
is quite
people
scandalous
taking the
as well.
chairs and throwing them away or selling them or giving them away. And in my mind, I'm thinking, wait a second, who just leaves chairs on people's random lawns?
People that want to watch the Apple Festival parade. It's bizarre.
So that was Chairgate. So we
Yes.
called that one Chairgate. And then there was Krampusgate.
Yeah. Oh, Krampusgate.
And then there was Krampusgate, and now we have Trashgate.
Now we have Trash Can Gate.
Trashgate 2025.
Yes. Stay tuned. It's not over yet, folks.
I just can't.
I know. I'm like, can we talk about, like, world peace or the homelessness population problem or, like, child abuse or, like, things that are actually important? No. We worry about...
Maybe now the city will pick up the recycling 3 times a week instead of twice a week so that the bins will be a little bit less full because people will be recycling more. Maybe. I don't know. Probably not. I don't know.
Go on.
Silly me.
Silly Cheryl.
Silly me. But you know what? I don't live in town, so it's fun to watch.
No, and same.
From
like,
the outside.
I'm not dealing with this trash can thing, so don't care.
Yeah.
Other than our rental properties, which, that's for the renter to deal with. But I will say, I can see where the storage of these ginormous trash cans can be quite challenging because they are large. And if you don't really have a place to put said trash can, I can see where that would be
so in
unique.
In California, this is not a thing because we all have those big giant trash cans. And actually, we have 3 of those big giant trash cans because you get one for your trash, you get one for your recycling. And you get one for your green waste.
Yes.
So, which is also compost.
Yes.
And so you don't have to find a spot for one big trash can. You have to find a spot for 3 or more big trash cans because you can have unlimited blue cans, as many as you want, and then you can get extra black and green cans.
Because the blues are for recycling, right?
Blues are for recycling.
Yep.
Yes.
Same as in Columbus.
Yes. So,
the big city.
We have a big area at the other house for the trash cans. It's just a thing. I don't actually remember when it switched over, but
well,
I just
it's a thing here now. So,
but I'm excited because we go out and we water the flowers on Monday nights. Tonight's a watering night as long as it doesn't rain. So if you're out on Mondays,
thank you, Kiwanis Club.
So if you're out on Mondays, be sure and say hi, wave to us.
Yes.
Stay off the sidewalk because I'm the one driving.
Oh, yeah.
I drive, Eric Waters, and but there's always trash, like the trash bags sitting on the street, like just the piles, and I'm like, this is a lot nicer. It'll be in a can. Animals won't be getting into it. So I don't know.
Well, we couldn't make it a whole show without talking about it. We almost made it, but we did not.
And someday people will look back and they won't remember when it wasn't like that. So
you got it.
Persevere. You'll be okay.
It'll be okay.
The people of Wellston survived. You will too. I believe in you.
You can do it.
You can do it.
Oh my God. Well, Sheryl, thank you for hanging out with us this morning.
No problem. It's always
There's hula
fun.
hoops over there. I'm not sure why, but I failed
Seriously?
miserably at that.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I can't throw an axe. You really think I can hula hoop?
I tried. It did not work. We
Yeah,
should
no.
have Pete Wilson try. He's here. Can you hula hoop?
A long time ago I could. I bet you I couldn't do it.
I know. I used to be able to just for hours, but now it just kept going that way.
I can't hula hoop. I can't jump. I can't jump rope.
Can't get the hips going in the right direction.
No.
I
What
guess.
constitutes doing it? How many times around do you have to make it go?
I would say if it stays up even 3 times.
I mean, I don't know.
I'm not sure mine would stay up 3 times.
Yeah,
like 3
no,
rotations.
mine didn't. I failed
That's my
miserably. So
definition, 3 times.
Three
Yeah, I
times.
would say
Okay, we're
3
gonna go
times.
with
It would
3
have to
times.
go around at least
Yes,
3
yes.
times.
And
Okay.
You're an accomplished hula hooper.
a
Yes.
hula hooper if you can get it around 3 times without it falling to your ankles. Okay,
I don't think I could do that.
probably not.
Yeah.
I mean, I
That's-
didn't.
I have a
so.
lot of skills in life. Yeah,
Not that.
no, nothing that requires any kind of rhythm or, no.
All right. Well, Pete Wilson is here to do news. Thank you, Sheryl. We appreciate you hanging out with us this morning. Good to hear and catch up with you. Glad to hear your house project is moving forward.
It is moving forward.
Yes. And Adrian, do we have another message? Okay. And then we'll be back with our good friend Pete Wilson.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
All right, and we are back with our good friend, the hula hoopin' Pete Wilson.
Okay, no live demonstrations
I
today.
think we should.
I might after hours. I might.
Maybe we'll do it after
I
the
might,
show
I might
ends.
see if I can still do the 3 times.
Okay.
All right.
I'm holding you to that.
Right. I did the pogo stick when I was a teenager too.
That's a
but
tough
that
one.
would be dangerous. Easy to fall on that thing.
Pogo sticks are one of those things that look like it should be way easier than it is.
Right.
Yeah. But anywho,
Nope.
we digress.
Okay.
So what's going on in the news, Pete?
All right. Well, let's go back to Friday morning and Friday afternoon when traffic was disrupted on State Route 93 South, about halfway
Oh, man.
between Jackson and
Yeah.
Oak Hill. It would be the Camber Road intersection for
Yep.
folks who are familiar. But
Where you turn to go to the winery.
right. A lot of now. Why would you know that? Okay.
Been there a time or two.
All right. Okay. That's okay. You're a local, so you would know that.
Yep.
But anyway, there was a wreck that occurred, a one-vehicle wreck that occurred late morning on Friday, and we were able to get the details from the Highway Patrol a little later that day. We'll have something online here soon, and we'll have some a story and pictures in Wednesday paper. So here's what we know. A Columbus man, 27-year-old Eric McGrath, was driving a tow truck. I believe the tow truck had a Grove City business on it, but he
Okay.
was a tow truck driver, and he had a rollback on the back of his tow truck, and he was delivering a Tesla on a rollback. Somebody from Oak Hill had purchased that Tesla, and he was bringing it to Oak Hill. So he's heading south on
Okay.
93, and didn't say why it happened, but what happened was that he drove off the right side of the road. When he tried to correct, he hit a boulder that was just off the road. It might have been a decorative boulder. It might have been a
Okay.
natural boulder. I don't know. But that caused him to go a little out of control. He went back on the road, off the left side of the road. His vehicle completely flipped over.
Oh, my
People that were
gosh.
driving through saw this.
Look at that.
There is what that. Now, if you saw that, you see that in the picture. You're driving by, or you're even just out in your yard looking at that. That looks pretty bad. Now, what you don't see very easily here, but I think we can see it in another picture, is you can see underneath on the rollback, you can see a car.
Oh,
That is a car,
no.
and it's just not a car, it is a Tesla.
Oh,
so,
no.
you know, a very valuable, that is the famous electric car brand that been in the news a lot lately
Yep.
because Elon Musk has been in the
Sure.
news. That's his company. electric car. It's the #1 electric car company in the world. But anyway, the Tesla is under there. But what we're worried about, of course, is the driver. Mr. McGrath suffered what were described as minor injuries. However, Jackson County EMS at the scene, he may have been treated at the scene. I'm sure they looked at him, assessed him, but he was not even transported to the hospital or any medical facility. If he sought
he's a
any
lucky
medical
duck.
attention later, I don't know about that, but he completely escaped. I do not know the amount of damage to the truck or to the Tesla. I'm guessing that there was some damage to the Tesla as it ended up, between the rollback and the ground. But that was a sight to see, if you were passing through. There was a short time where both lanes were closed during the cleanup period because, they had to get in there and move that big rig
How do you
there.
tow a tow truck?
Well, you
Isn't
need,
that wild
you need
to think
some,
about?
You need some special equipment, and when that happens, a lot of times, we see that out on Route 35. Either the eastbound lanes or westbound lanes might be closed because you have to get the special equipment in there to be able to pull that vehicle that's trapped, or in this case, on its top. But the road there was restricted to one lane most of the time, and it took about 3 hours before that was cleaned up. And as we all know, there's it's a 2-lane road, but there's a lot of traffic between Jackson and Oak Hill. But the good news is that the driver was not hurt at all. He escaped serious injury. Whatever injuries he had, it did not require transportation. And EMS will normally, if there's any doubt, will make sure that you receive that attention.
Sure.
So very fortunate there. And as I said, we'll be putting that report out and some photos online later today. Okay, we want to go north on State Route 93 to Vinton County. And last week was the first week for the new Vinton County superintendent to be working. His name is Brad Silvas. There he is. That's what Mr. Silvas looks like for all the Vinton Countyans who have not met him yet. And of course, he did not start until a week from today, a week ago, and that was after the school year. So he is the successor to Rick Brooks, who was there for 13 years, who retired after serving most of his career for the Vinton County Schools, the last 13 as superintendent. Mr. Silva's the most recent job he had, not all that long ago, was superintendent of the Marietta City Schools. But anyway, Red Thompson Jr. did an interview with Mr. Silvas. We had that story on the front page of our Saturday paper if you want to get a few more details. But not only is Mr. Silvas having to acclimate himself to a new school district, learn all the people and like that, there are a lot of issues, personnel issues mainly, that he's having to face. There's some teaching positions that have to be replaced, and all this has to be done, of course, as quick as possible. The new school year starts in mid-August in Vinton County, but they recently hired a school nurse, but they still need a transportation supervisor, obviously very important. They need an elementary principal because Miranda Smith, who had been at South Elementary as the principal, is taking a similar job in the Alexander School District. So they need that position. There's a couple teaching positions. Both secretaries to the superintendent happen to retire at the same time.
Wow.
So they need a couple of secretaries around Mr. Silvas, as a matter of fact.
Sure.
So he has had to hit the ground running. All this has to be done here very soon to get the personnel in place for the new school year. So not only is he, just the transition of being in a new place, there's a lot of work to be done, no matter who the superintendent is. So that is his challenge, and that once again, that story was in our Saturday edition, and of course, his posted online on the telegramnews.com. All right, last Thursday evening, we said this on Friday, but we're going to do a little bit more details now. The movies at Manpower that our own Rachel Tipton kind of spearheads. And of course, it is the City of Jackson Parks and Recreation and the Southern Hills Arts Council and the Marquette Cultural Arts Center all going together on that. They had that event on Thursday. When we talked on Thursday, it was iffy because of the weather forecast.
Yes, for sure.
And the folks from Columbus, the production company, who bring the big screen and make sure that it runs from a technical standpoint, they're not going to come if it's going to rain, if they feel that there's a good chance of rain. And the weather forecast improved. They came, and guess what? There was no rain.
No rain.
They had
It was
they
great.
had decent attendance there. There are some of the people enjoying the screen. There are many other people there that's not shown in that photo, but that shows you kind of like the size of the screen. It kind of reminds you of
that.
the drive-in movie at the park.
Yeah, for sure.
Only
So
it's a
cool.
lawn chair drive-in type situation. And of course, many people had blankets. They were spread out on the ground like that. You know, it's really smacked as a family fun event.
Yes, absolutely.
And you know, because of the restrictions of rights and like that, they can't even advertise the movie. But it was a Goofy movie.
Yes.
From 1995, I believe it was, and everybody loves Goofy, and they had a chance to see that movie. I think Stockroom 601 was selling concessions. That was an added thing.
They did.
But on Movies at Manpower, they're going to do that once a month through October, usually on the first Thursday of the month. Rachel told me this morning that the July Movies at Manpower will be July the 10th, not July the 3rd, because of all the 3rd
The
of
4th
July
of July,
activities,
yeah.
which is when the city of Jackson traditionally celebrates the 4th of July,
Yes.
and that includes fireworks, and it centers around activities at the park. And this year, I already know it's going to be even more busy because the Jackson Downtown Association is going to bring the sidewalk market from the downtown area to Manpower Park. Did you know
Oh,
that?
no, I did not.
So you can
Okay.
imagine how busy that might be.
Yes.
But somehow they'll fit it all in there, and we'll all have a great time, capped off by fireworks and the Movies at Manpower coming a week later on the 10th.
Love
But
that.
normally it will be the first Thursday of the month at sunset, which of course, you know, that time will vary
Yes.
as the season moves along. You talked about you and Cheryl joked about the garbage situation in Jackson.
Oh,
We've
my
already
gosh.
talked about it. We've had it in the news. We had a pretty detailed story in our Saturday paper, kind of like straightening up some of the. I won't say just misinformation, misassumptions, people not knowing and making
Yes.
questions, asking questions, and whatever. And you know, I think part of that was because people just didn't know it was coming. The council, city council, had passed an ordinance backing the administration's desire to go to this system, but the launch date just wasn't announced in advance.
Right.
And so there was a letter that everybody received when they got their big trash can, a 95-gallon trash can. And I have seen the trash cans pop up all over town. People seem to be able to use them. And, you know, you need to read the letter, but better yet, read the paper, because we've got all those questions answered. If somehow you didn't think all the information was there, or you didn't know what inference to make, we've got that all straightened up. Not just what the city said, but some follow-up comments and explanations from Jackson Mayor Randy Evans. But the bottom line is they feel that it will be safer for the employees. It will be more efficient. I think they think it'll take some fewer man hours than it did before. It'll be more efficient with the big cans taking the trash to the landfill at Rumpke.
Sure.
And one of the points they wanted to make was, of course, most people put out more than one can each week, you know, especially families, not realizing that the city-issued garbage can is a 95-gallon trash
Yeah,
can.
they're pretty big.
Right now, you know, it's just Pam and I at home, and so we're not going to have any trouble. I know that larger families may have to have that
Sure.
second can. That second can will cost you $8 a month as long as you need it. If you use it and then decide I can get by without it, just turn it back in and you won't be charged the $8 a month anymore. But as long as you have it, even if you don't put it out, it's going to be $8 a month.
Right.
So that is really, honestly, the only additional cost up front.
Sure.
If you need the second can, and they're not going to give you the second can until you ask for it.
Right.
That would be calling the city utility office. All right, let's see, what else can we tell you? Oh, TLC Ministry is doing the kids' summer meals.
Oh, yes.
It started
Okay.
last week. We've got a handy-dandy schedule that we printed in Saturday's paper, online, of course, on our website, and on Facebook as well. I believe we are issuing that or making that information available free. It's also on the TLC Ministries Facebook page. But they have places at the Hamden United Methodist Church, the Wellston City Lot on 2nd Street, the Oak Hill Pool, the Jackson City Library, the TLC Ministries office there on State Route 93 near Glenroy. They have sites they have a given time each week where that site is open, and you can go to any site. You can't go to more than one site because you're going to get enough food for the week there when your kids go there. And so if you need more information, you can call TLC Ministries at 384-4872 or message their Facebook page, which is very active. But this is a great program because you can get 7 breakfasts and 7 lunches once a week. So you just don't go and have a meal. I'm not exactly sure if they're doing any sit-down thing, but you definitely pick up enough food for the week there at these pickup sites. All right, let's see what else. We want to tell you that the Wellston School Board meeting, for those interested, they always meet on the second Monday of each month. That's what this is. It's the 9th. It'll be at 7 p.m., but this meeting will be at the Wellston Intermediate School cafeteria, the Wellston Middle Intermediate School cafeteria, rather than the administration office downtown. That's because they're going to do some post-school year honors. They're going to have lots of kids and people in. Should be upbeat. And so that is tonight at 7 o'clock. Also, we want to tip our hat to Jackson High School baseball coach Josh McGraw. Of course, the Ironmen had a 25-2 season. That is Josh on the left, or on the right there, talking to some of these players after one of the games. It was a victory, of course. But Josh won a great honor from the Southeast District Baseball Coaches Association. That's his peers. They voted him the Division III Coach of the Year in Southeastern Ohio. And there are a bunch of Division III teams in Southeastern Ohio. And so, of course, remember the Ironmen, in addition to finishing 25-2, they went to the district finals before they were defeated by Circleville. They started the season with a 19-game winning streak. That's a school record. We're pretty sure that the 25 wins also is the most wins the Jackson High School team has ever had in a baseball season. And we also believe that the 25-2 record would be the best winning percentage for a Jackson High School baseball team.
Sweet.
So, and Josh McGraw, earlier this year, it was a little bit more than halfway through the season, he achieved his 200th career win at Jackson. He has coached other places, so I don't know how many total he has, but he has won 200-some games, and that's a lot of baseball games.
That is a lot of baseball games.
So there we are. We'll have more to talk about. More to talk about tomorrow. The Oak Hill Chamber of Commerce meets today. Jeremiah Shaver will be there. We'll hear the latest update about the acorn. The world's largest acorn will be unveiled next Saturday at Central Memorial Park at noon. I'll be covering the Jackson City Council meeting tonight. We'll see if there's any comments about the garbage can situation.
I can only imagine.
And this is the first meeting they've had for a while because they didn't have a meeting because of Memorial Day 2 weeks ago. And then also Jeremiah Shaver will get back on the horse, go to Wellston, and cover the Wellston Board of Education meeting tonight as well. And so it's summertime. It's a little slower because the schools are closed, but we're still busy.
Absolutely, you got it.
Got lots of things coming up, and before we know it, it'll be 4th of July and fair time.
You're not kidding. All right. Well, have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll be right back here tomorrow. So we'll see you then. Bye-bye.